Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. We're here today to talk about a brand new ski. This is the 2018 Volkl Kanjo. It's a new ski for their collection. Before we dive into it, let's kind of talk about where it fits into their existing line. Essentially, the Kanjo is now the narrowest ski and the lightest ski in an all-mountain collection that also includes the Kendo and the Mantra. So the Mantra is the widest, the Kendo is kind of the middle ski, and now the Kanjo is the narrowest and lightest. And then something else that we wanted to talk about, both of these two skis have two sheets of metal. The Kanjo does not. The Kanjo uses the same construction technique that we saw for the first time this year in the new 2017 Confession, that ski right there. And basically that construction is called Titanal Band, which you can see kind of displayed on the tail of the ski there. And what Titanal Band is, it's essentially a single center strip of Titanal that kind of gives it torsional stiffness and that strength and dampening properties that we're looking for, but makes them significantly lighter. I think these are, I can't remember exactly where it is, but something like 450 grams lighter than the Kendo, which is fairly significant. And yeah, we've been skiing them, let's see, I think we've had 4 or 5 days on the Kanjo by now. We skied them down at Stratton, we skied them here at Stowe quite a bit, and they're really, really fun. It's kind of filling a void that was kind of there in the Volkl line before. You had, in their all-mountain skis, you had these two skis with two sheets of metal. They're both pretty heavy, pretty stiff. The Kanjo is still relatively stiff, definitely still really responsive, but it's so much lighter. It's one of the first things you notice when you put it on your feet, just picking it up and kind of kicking the ski around. It's unbelievably light, very, very low swing weight. And we had a blast skiing it. It's 84 millimeters underfoot. It's got similar turn radius to the Kendo. I think this 175, gosh, I'm going to get real technical. I think it's 19.6 meter turn radius, which you can double check my accuracy in the article. But yeah, I mean, it does a lot of things. It carves turns. In my opinion, it carves turns better than I expected. My first reaction when I saw the ski and heard about the ski is that it was going to be like a dumbed down Kendo, but it's not. It's actually quite impressive how light it is, and then how powerful it is in the turn. And it caught me by surprise. I mean, I was basically laying it over into a turn and trying to give it as much power as I could, and it was shooting me off into the next carving turn way more than I thought it would, which I was psyched about. Having a ski that light with that much energy, that much responsiveness, and still great edge grip is really fun. They're really maneuverable. In a different sense than like the Mantra. The Mantra, with its reverse camber shape, has kind of a pivoty, slarvy turn, where the Kanjo, it's so light and quick that it's pretty easy to get it to snap back and forth. It doesn't feel like that slow speed kind of slarving turn, but it's really quick. One of the first things that I thought after I had a few runs on it is I kind of sat there and thought to myself, this thing is going to be an insane mogul ski. And I still think that. We haven't put it to the test as much as I'd like in moguls, but we have skied it this morning. I skied it. It's kind of an iffy day at Stowe today. It's unfortunately the R word is coming from the sky. And the snow's really soft, a little bit variable, and I was trying to make some mogul-like turns this morning. I definitely think it's going to be a blast as a mogul ski. Sorry, I had to cut out there for a second. And just a fun all-mountain ski that don't be tricked by where it falls into the line. It's still plenty of ski, but it's so much lighter than the Kendo and the Mantra that it's different enough. You know, it's quick, it's responsive, it's snappy, it's energetic, and it's got, where these two skis have very damp, quiet feel, the Kanjo definitely feels like it has a little bit more energy. So definitely check them out. Try and get on a pair. You know, if you have skied something like the Kendo, you know, like a round 90 underfoot ski with 2 sheets of metal in it, and found that to be a little bit too heavy for you, you may really, really like the Kanjo. I really like it. To be honest, I kind of want one in my quiver, because spending quite a bit of time on this ski made me realize that everything in my ski quiver is either super rockered or has 2 sheets of metal, and I think that's something that advanced skiers often gravitate to, is the burliest, biggest, most rockered ski. But having a nice light all-mountain ski like the Kanjo, I've been having a blast, just kind of cruising and bouncing around on it. So yeah, pretty psyched about it. I think they'll be available sometime this summer, so check back. And definitely check them out, try and get out on a pair. And yeah, that's the Volkl Kanjo.